Hi, you're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K, broadcasting around the world, award winners and emerging artists from the city beautiful Orlando, Florida. In a book called What to Listen For in Music, the famous classical composer Aaron Copland is discussing the topic of consonance and dissonance in music. Debussy, one of the most instinctive musicians who ever lived, was the first composer of our time who dared to make his ear the sole judge of what was good harmonically. With Debussy, analysts found chords that could no longer be explained according to the old harmony. If one had asked Debussy why he used such chords, I'm sure he would have given the only possible answer: I like it that way. It is as if one composer finally had confidence in his ear. I exaggerate a little, for after all, composers have never had to wait for theoreticians to tell them what or what not to do. On the contrary, it has always been the other way around. Theoreticians have explained the logic of the composer's thought after he has instinctively put it down. And now, let's listen to our guest composers and see how they applied their instincts while they were writing the music we're about to listening.
Hi, my name's Jerome Brooks Jr., and you're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. I released Songs for Mom on May 18, 2025, which would have been my mother's 69th birthday as she passed at 68. I was fortunate to have 2024 Grammy Award winner and Tony nominee Natasha Yvette Williams, who currently stars in Broadway's Wicked, to lead the full 10-track album tribute in honor of my late mother. This project was mastered by Mark B. Christensen, owner of Engine Room Audio, who has mastered over 30 Billboard chart top 10 hits. If you had to put this album in a music genre category, it would be progressive R&B, as it encompasses more progressive elements of R&B found in rock. The album also has jazzy blues instrumentals and features South African-based trumpeter Sandile Masalela. Songs for Mom gives you Broadway-styled songs, urban gospel, neo-soul, and electronic music. If anyone has lost a loved one, I hope that these songs touch lives the way my mom touched mine.
I'm Allan Harris, and you are listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. As a composer, songwriter, musician, and jazz troubadour. My latest recording, The Poetry of Jazz, takes classic poetry from Shakespeare to Langston Hughes and couples them with the rich and melodic melodies of America's jazz standards. Occasionally throughout this project, as you listen, you'll be introduced to a few of my original compositions, all delivered in a live performance at the Blue Llama Jazz venue. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did recording it.
The wild geese high in the clear blue air are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. Autumn has found you, drifting like the leaves. You'll soon be falling in love again with me. Winter has claimed you. Your heart gets so cold. I want to warm you. It's time to let love glow. The rites of spring descend on you. The Ides of March will see us through as we float in to summer's glare. I pray you still care. Determines, will our love behold another season? We have the reason for love to grow.
Hi, I am Sofia Knezevic, also known as Sophie Jazz, and you are listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. The song that you will be listening to is called The Very Thought of You and is on my newest record, Silk Volume 1, with the great Orrin Evans on piano, and on some other tunes, not on this particular one, we have also the great Elliot Mason on trombone. I am originally from Belgrade, Serbia, but I have been a New Yorker for a very long time now, so I consider myself both. And I hope that you enjoy and hear the different influences that we bring to jazz music. Without further ado, please enjoy The Very Thought of You.
dear, I find the very thought of you and I forget to do those little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I'm happy as a queen and foolish though it may seem to me. That's everything, the mere idea of you. And longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go whenever I'm close to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes in stars above. It's just a thought of you, the very thought of you, my love. The mere idea of you and longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go whenever I'm close to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes in stars above.
And now from London, Grammy-nominated and award-winning multi-instrumentalist and sensory artist Radhika Vekaria.
Liberate Mahamrityunjaya is a song that was born of an intense needing to know what is true. And in a time in our world where many of us are questioning what that is, this song provides an answer in the form of an ancient mantra. It's deeply human. It's a tug of war between the quest and the struggle to be and the answers that have always been.
Do you hear all the cries amongst the I feel. Reveal the peace within your being. See me kneel before you now. Liberate all the need within my body. I want to know, because I feel you hear me calling. Let me fall away from underneath my feelings. Let me go to the unknown where we're found. Om Trayambakam Yajamahi Sugandhim Pushti Vardala Urvarkamiva Bandhanal Mrityur Mokshiyamamrita. Om Trayambakam Yajamahi Sugandhim Pushti Vardala Urvarkamiva Bandhanal Mrityur Mokshiyamamrita. Free the pain, let it wash into the ocean of time and space, where the waves are in full motion. By the moon, watch it cascade into the dark side, illuminating my mind.
Hi, I'm Russ Hewitt, and you're listening to The Light Lounge with Dimitri K. I'm a guitarist that fuses Latin, flamenco, world, Cuban, Brazilian, all together into original music.
Hey everyone, this is Janet Robin from the String Revolution, and you are listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. The String Revolution is a Los Angeles-based guitar ensemble. We are dedicated to redefining what guitars can do together. We like to blend all kinds of genres and push boundaries, and we love to celebrate connection through music. Our mission is to inspire audiences with innovation, collaboration, and the power of guitar strings in harmony. We hope you have a great day listening to all the beautiful music out there. Enjoy.
Paige, and you're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. I'm a singer-songwriter from Atlanta, Georgia, and I've been making music for over 10 years now. I started writing to use music as a creative and emotional outlet for myself, and I fell in love with it. I really appreciate everyone out there who has listened and supported me and my music career, and I'm absolutely honored to be on the first round ballot for the Grammys for my song If God Had a Number, which is up for Song of the Year and Best Pop Solo Performance.
Why is everyone misunderstood? Why is it so hard for anyone to see any good? Why is there no truth? And why always run deep. If God had a number, he'd have mine memorized, 'cause I'd be calling no short of 1,000 times. If God had a number, I'd have the answer to every word. If God had a number, I'd have it on speed dial. Why do we all fall in love, and why does it always end with us feeling dumb? Why do we care, and why do people change? Why do the birds fly, and why do the bees sting? Why do the tides rise, and why are there hurricanes? All of these questions, life has no answers. We just go along. If God had a number, he'd have mine memorized, 'cause I'd be calling no short of 1,000 times. If God had a number, I'd have the answer to every word. If God had a number, I'd have it on speed dial. I know it's for the best to not have any answers to these questions, 'cause everything
Hi, this is vocalist and composer Sivan Arbel, and you are listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. I'm thrilled to share some music from my new album, Oneness. This album is really close to my heart because it brings together my love for jazz with influences from the Middle East, West Africa, and India. It's all about connection, to ourselves, to each other, and to the world around us. I hope as you listen, you feel that sense of unity and let the music move you from the inside out.
acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's my own design. It's my own remorse. Help me to
Life is better than listening to a commercial radio station playing endlessly a few resembling songs. If you feel that way, you came at the right place. Light Lounge with Dimitri K plays the best award winners and independent artists around the world. In the first part of the show, from the book called What to Listen For in Music, we mentioned that Debussy wasn't very prone to comply with the law of harmonies. There is another saying about him. On the question what laws he was complying with, the answer was, pleasure is the law. Well, I couldn't agree more, and now let's listen to the rest of our guests to see how they handled the law. From Australia.
Hi, I'm Fiona Joy Hawkins, and you're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. The next piece is called The Ghosts of War Are Marching. I've always felt incredible sadness for those who fight for a cause but die defending their belief without ceremony or victory or even acknowledgement. Soldiers, women, children. This song imagines them coming back to life to continue their journey. I hope you enjoy The Ghosts of War Are Marching.
In September 2022, I received the dreaded phone call that my father had suffered an internal hemorrhage and only had days to live. My husband and I immediately traveled to Canada to be by my father's side. A few days later, he passed away. My mother, already fighting cancer and kidney failure, died 2 weeks later, unable to survive the shock of losing the love of her life, her husband of 51 years. Before she departed, I played for my mom a piece I had composed a few weeks earlier, and I asked her to name it. She called it Hope. My heart broke into a million pieces when my parents passed away, and yet it is in the midst of my deepest heartbreak and my most profound sorrow that I experienced my greatest joy. After trying to have a baby for almost 3 years, and after suffering a traumatic miscarriage in 2021, just a few months after both my parents passed away, my husband and I conceived our daughter. 9 months later, I gave birth to a healthy baby girl. In 2024, I co-orchestrated Hope with Rafael Rodriguez, turning it into what I had always imagined it to be, a powerful pianistic and orchestral expression of a triumphant hope. I then performed and recorded Hope Orchestrated with Raniero Palm and his orchestra, with a team of 47 musicians, engineers, producers, advisors, mentors, and media professionals coming together from across South and North America and overseas to make this orchestral dream come true. Hope Orchestrated is a musical expression of the season of exaltation that emerges from unbearable loss and tragedy, where pain gives way to solace, where grief leads to a new unexpected hope, and where hope becomes new life and jubilation. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our entire team, we give you Hope Orchestrated.
Hi, I'm Christina Tourin, and you're listening to The Light Lounge with Dimitri K. Here is my new release, Imaginings, with the infamous jazz guitarist Peter Sprague, with me on the harp, bringing you a sweet dream of unity for the whole world.
Hello, I'm Teresa Bentley, harpist and composer for the Bentley Project, and you are listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. Our new album, Kind as the Shade, is a 9-song ambient tone poem that's a musical love story for the earth. It was inspired by the epic American poet John Neihardt and his poem, The Sound My Spirit Calls You. The song you're about to hear is the first track on the album called Distant Thunder. One might be dreaming in the middle of the night, and a far-away thunder wakes you enough to hear and feel the warm, safe comfort of the harp and cello melodies. Please enjoy the reverie of Distant Thunder.
Hello everyone, I'm a concert pianist and educator Sofia Agranovich, and I'm excited to perform the third movement from the Symphonina No. 3, 4 Days in the Life of the Princess by David Fogel, alongside an international Symphonina orchestra. It is presented by the Symphonina Foundation, a non-profit on a mission to revitalize classical music for new generations. Symphonina No. 3 is a delightful musical fairy tale, rich, captivating, deeply emotional and exhilarating. It takes you on a magical journey from start to finish.
Hi, I'm Sherif Dahroug, a Paris-based composer and concert artist. You're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. My music is born as a sanctuary of sound, where silence turns into breath, and breath into resonance. Each piece is a living architecture, carrying the memory of ancient rituals and the promise of new horizons. I seek to offer more than melodies, to create thresholds of experience where listeners step beyond the everyday and encounter a space of wonder, intimacy, and cosmic dialogue. This is my devotion, to let music become a vessel of light, carrying both mystery and truth. Guided by timeless principles of proportion, form, and symbolism, I shape sound as one might design an enduring work of architecture. Every harmony and silence is placed with purpose, creating spaces for reflection, connection, and transformation. Rooted in traditions where art, philosophy, and spirituality converge, I strive to create works that transcend their moment, resonating with the past, speaking to the present, and projecting into the infinite horizon.
From Paris and Sherif Dahroug, we're listening to Exordium Horizon to Sycamores. For the end of the show, our last for your consideration exciting musician Allison Charney Upstain.
I'm soprano Allison Charney, and Dvorak's Songs My Mother Taught Me is the first track on my new album, Alike My Mother's Dream. This orchestral setting of Dvorak's touchingly beautiful song felt like the most perfect beginning to the album, which is quite simply my attempt to pay tribute to the lessons my mother has taught me about striving to find what makes us alike as human beings rather than focusing on what divides us. Fittingly, the English translation of this evocative song that is standardly sung in German is, "When my aging mother taught me to sing, tears would often hang from her eyelashes. Now when I teach my little ones to sing, tears often, so often, moisten my cheeks." I was particularly thrilled to record this track in Prague, Dvorak's hometown, with the National Symphonia conducted by Benjamin Loeb.
You're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. It's time to say goodbye. And remember, hesitation is temporary, music lasts forever. Most of the artists you heard on this show are independent artists. And if you like some of them, you can Google the name and find them on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, and the rest of the digital media, and that would be a great support for them. For any comments, suggestions, and feedback, please email me at kopublishing@gmail.com. I'm Dimitri K, broadcasting from the city beautiful Orlando, Florida.
Hey John, is that the blue cat you're talking about?